does that even mean, Bowers getting the corner?
Hi there, YouTube. We're back again for another Thoughts from the Corner. I'm here with my friends Lucy and Adam.
Hey.
And today we're going to be talking about It's a Wonderful World, the upcoming game from Lucky Duck Games. 1 to 5 players, 45 minutes, ages 14 plus. We got a chance to play this once tonight, so it is our first impressions. And It's a Wonderful World is a drafting game. And I think the game this is going to be most compared to is definitely going to be 7 Wonders. You're going to be having 7 cards. You're going to be passing them around. You're going to be drafting the cards down in front of you. But that being said, I think there's quite a few things that are different in this. So I'm just going to go through the game itself. Everybody's going to start with 7 cards. You're going to get these cards, and you're going to pick one, and you're going to put it down, face down, and you're all going to flip it at the same time. And then you're going to pick another one, and do the same thing until you have 7 cards down in front of you. Then you're going to get to the second phase, which is where you have to decide what you want to do with those cards. So you can either choose to put the card into a construction area where you are planning on building those cards. And how you build cards in this game are with cubes. And you're going to get those cubes by fully constructing the cards. Because on the bottom of the cards, it will say, like, every time you're going to get a blue cube during the production phase.
We're all doing things.
But you only get that. So you can do that, and you can construct the building, or you can recycle the building and gain 1 cube that is over here, and then use that cube immediately to hopefully build other things. Now, where the game gets really interesting is because during the next phase, you go to this board right here, where you start and you say, all right, how many white cubes is everybody making? And everyone takes a look at their little cards that they've constructed and also the card they start with. And Adam would say, I have 3, Lucy has 2, and I have 4, which means I get this little token right here, which is going to be victory points at the end of the game. And then you collect all of those cubes, and you have to immediately place those cubes onto the buildings that you're trying to construct or onto your player card, yeah, to get, essentially, you can get like a little wild if you get 5 on there. It's not the best idea. Normally, you want to be placing them onto the constructed buildings. But what's also cool is, if you construct a building, then that building immediately goes into your constructed building piles for the stuff you built. And if that constructed building gives you a black, then once you go from the white to the black, you are going to get those cubes. So once everybody's done with the white, then we say, all right, we're going to the black. How many blacks is everybody making? So maybe Lucy makes 5, and I make 5, and Adam makes 5, and we're tied, then nobody gets it. So nobody gets that bonus, then we get our 5, and we build more stuff, and then we go to the green, and then same thing. We keep going on, and rinse, wash, repeat. You do that over the course of 4 rounds. It is a very straightforward drafting game. Let's get started on the opinions.
Simple rules.
Yes.
I enjoyed that it had, there were a lot of things you could do. Like, at the very beginning, I had no idea what to do, so I took forever to decide what to do.
Yeah.
I want to emphasize something that he said there. Forever.
Yeah, I did. Because it was like, okay, I can do this card and this card. And like, all the different cards, like, I never felt like there was a bad thing to do. Like, there were always a lot of different ways to score points.
I found some bad things to do.
Oh, yeah, and I found some bad ways.
Well, I did it better than you guys, I guess.
Yeah.
That's why you won.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I only ever got one of those where I had the most, like the victory point guys.
Oh, okay.
You
I only
had
had
it
one
once
of
for
those.
the blue, and then I took over quickly.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I want to say right here is the theme does not come across at all. Like, this theme is completely non-existent.
It could be anything. It could be about bunnies, and nothing would change.
Yes. That being said, I did like the artwork. I thought the components were really top-notch. And one thing I want to hit on is that you put it good. This is a really simple game, but it has some really interesting choices. And one thing I hadn't thought about when we were talking about it earlier is one downside of this game that I had not thought about is that if you have players who have analysis paralysis, this game could stretch. Because this is literally a game where if you sat there and you just said, all right, I'm going to min-max exactly what is my ideal move, you could figure out your ideal move during that second phase. During the second phase. Not during the drafting phase, but during that second phase.
Even the drafting phase, though.
Well, you could during the drafting phase.
Because you can start counting cards at this point.
Well, here's the thing about you don't know what's coming up in the drafting phase. So you can't really do that. Like, you can get close, and you can hope that it's going to be this way, but you can't, like...
No, but there still is
definitely how I'm going to do it.
There's still definitely a min-max aspect.
The very last round, all I wanted was blue cards. Like, I didn't care about anything else. All I wanted was blue cards. Yeah. And you took all of them, right?
Because I was producing
before
so
I was there.
much... Because I will say, like, this game, like, it gives you a nice little starting push, which is nice. Like I think for me, I like this like a little better than like what's it called, Seven Wonders, because like I do have like that starting little like bonus, and I guess you get that too. But I always feel like you're locked into certain stuff.
That's something I want to mention. We played on side A, which is something that definitely pushes you towards a specific color of cards, whereas side B is much more open. And I think I would play with. I don't think I'm ever going to play with side A again, because side A is not easier. It just kind of pushes you more towards a direction.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if you're playing with most gamers, I think I would just recommend starting with side B. And I think that's
side B also had more cubes. Like you get
Well,
to
yeah, that
do
means-
more things faster on side B. Like
yes, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree that it did that.
I will say like no
'Cause it
matter
did.
what though, like
Yeah.
you don't feel locked into stuff because like late game I was getting into blues because like I was getting like a lot of like black cubes which like produced a lot of blue cubes, so it's just like okay, now I'm in the blue game, all of a sudden I'm producing 17 cubes.
yeah, what did you do with all those?
Well, I mean, like most of them went to like because I had like a 6 blue one and a 5 blue one. Did that all in one turn, and still had like extra left.
And I'm wondering if that was to your detriment because you ended up putting them
Yeah.
all in the reds,
Which
and
was-
that didn't help. I mean,
Yeah.
producing a lot of them, it got you like a point or two.
Let's go
but-
to the scorecard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lucy came in with 32. Adam came in with
At
60.
last.
So
Yeah.
yes.
so it's
And
almost like you want to be doing all the things.
I will say though, getting the red cube, having one in reserve is really good.
Oh, for sure.
One
But
thing that I
when you get 3 of them,
Yeah, that's bad.
not helpful.
one thing that I really liked about this game, and you mentioned it, was the one round. There's only 4 where I got to combo, and I laid out some sick
Yes.
combos because with this system, if you plan it out right, it's like, all right, I'm going to be able to build here. Then when I get to here, I'm going to be able to build something else, which is going to help me be able to get this, which will let me do this thing too. And if you can plan it all out, it feels really good.
Well, and when you're sacrificing the cards to get like, so you can sacrifice a card just to get 1 cube, and you can build things with that before that whole thing happens.
Yes.
And that can be huge. That can boost
That's the only
one card into another card, into another card, into another card. Like that's essential to the game.
It's like
And-
certain cards will even give you boosts when they're built. Well,
Like-
some will
like
give you like 2 red cubes, which are wilds.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's a good point because if you build certain things, you can do it. But that's part of the fun I think of this is like it's like, oh God, give me a green, Adam. Give me
Yeah.
a dark. I was like, God, give me.
I will say like something like you can be like stunted a little bit, similar to like what drafting games can do. It's just like if you don't get the card that you need to like to help boost you up or get you combos, like sometimes you're just out of luck.
Well, I mean that
Yeah.
gives you an opportunity. You got to have several ideas in mind.
Yes.
Like not just if you're focused on that one thing, like it doesn't do the 7 wonders thing. It's not like I'm
Yeah.
gonna focus on this and I'm gonna force it through. No, you're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So there's not too much to talk about this. It's a very light, straightforward game. Overall, thoughts on it? Did you like it? I think Lucy did it best. Let's compare it to the most popular drafting game out there, which is Seven Wonders. Do you like it better? Do you like it worse? So Lucy, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I like this better than Seven Wonders because again, like I feel like I can branch. Like if especially with more people, I feel like with more people, especially if, for example, with Seven Wonders, you have like military. It's like if someone else is going into military, it's like okay, this is going to be a struggle.
Well, I don't know if this is necessarily a struggle because it's like at that point, like if someone goes to military next to me, I'm actually kind of relieved. It's like, oh, I don't have to do anything with military. Like I can focus on literally everything else with military. Whereas, yeah, I can see that, I guess. So you like this better. Did you like it enough that you'd want to own it?
This is one I say this game is probably I'm content with my friends owning, not me having. Not like Obscuria, which we talked about earlier, which I'd probably want to buy.
Okay. For me personally, I really dug this game. I would probably put it about 7.7 to an 8 range. I thought it was great. I'm excited to try it as a solo game as well. And the thing that I loved about this game is I think this is a step-up game. I don't think this is quite a gateway game, but I think this is like in that small world category where it's like if you've done the gateway stuff, this is a nice next step before you get into some heavier stuff. And what I really love about this game is I love when a game can be very straightforward and very simple, but still kind of be like, oh, I don't know what to do. I got so many choices.
Things to think about.
Yes, and this one does. And it can be stressful sometimes. You're like, oh, God, I really need this card. I don't know if I'm going to have enough to do this or I'm going to be able to chain this. But I really dug this game, and I also think it's the kind of game that's only going to get better the more they add to this game. Which, luckily, Lucky Duck Games is a very solid company, so hopefully they're going to add more to the game, because I'd like to see that's one con that I do have in this game, and I look forward to playing it more. But I wanted more unique cards, more cards that felt like, oh, that card's different. It really does something special, and I didn't feel like they had enough of those.
Well, that happens in Seven Wonders because you have the levels. This one, all the cards are mixed together right from the get-go. So you could get the very best card on the very first turn.
Well, the other thing is, the special cards in this, I should reiterate, are like points. It's not like, oh, I got this cool special ability.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. I love special abilities, even if they're
Yeah.
not practical.
Well,
I would
like,
like to see more of
even-
those.
Yeah, I mean, the special cards in this are going to be like, I get extra points for the black cards, so I'm going to try and go for the black
Yeah.
cards.
Or it's like I get like what I had was get a blue cube for every military you have.
And those are cool. I want
Yeah.
more of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Like more different things.
It was like definitely like, it's a little bit of like, it's a little overwhelming, a little kind of, because like you do have like those like the first one I had like 3 like of those golden cards, which are like you have to have a lot of resources to build those to get a lot of points. So it's like, do I go for these off the bat? But I have so little resources, and it's like, yeah.
I mean, there's a huge stack of cards.
Oh,
There
yeah.
is, but do any of them really feel that different? Do any of the cards stick out to you in your mind?
Only the ones that gave me more cubes.
There was one green one that was worth 15 points. that-
Okay, so that's for points. But was there anything that was like, ooh, like you don't
Like you get a special ability or something.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
want. Like maybe it's like, oh, it's like maybe it's a building, a regular building, but now add some symbology into it, where it's like, all right, I only get 4 cubes here and I get the red, or something like that, or maybe red cubes will be worth 1 point at the end of the
Okay,
round.
okay.
I would like to see like more, because I didn't get like a lot of cubes that like got me something as soon as I built it. That was a little bit lacking, I found. At least
Well-
on my end.
Just because the ones you were choosing to build.
Yeah, you just suck at choosing.
You know what? Don't hear nothing.
I mean, I had a really sweet combo where I built one that gave me 1 red cube, and that let me build another one that gave me 2 red cubes, and then that let me build like one that had a lot of greens on it, which I had no green production, which was super good for me
Oh yeah.
because then I could get greens. Yeah, so
What would you haven't said
loved
your
it.
thoughts about the game.
I loved it.
Loved it.
I like
Yes,
this game.
I will be buying this game.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you were in the love
Totally
scale.
do.
I'll tell you what. You can have it. Yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're here like every week. It's,
Yeah,
I know
true.
where you live. Our kids are
I
best
know
friends. Our kids,
The
I
same
know.
class. Yeah. send it with Luke. Marvin will get excited to bring a game home to me.
I should do that. Luke would think that was the coolest thing ever. But there you go. It's a Wonderful Life.
I like it.
We all like it better than Seven Wonders, and I love Seven Wonders. I want to
Oh, yeah,
reiterate
yeah.
that. You know what? Maybe I don't want Seven Wonders. You know what? I'm taking that back. I like Seven Wonders better.
Really?
Yes. Sticking to my guns.
All right.
But Seven Wonders also has expansions.
You've also only played this one time.
That's a fair point as
Yeah.
well. It's a fair point as well. Very fair point. I plan on hopefully shooting some videos going over the solo mode. So if you want to check those out, be sure to.
So you will not get it immediately.
Are you expecting to take it home right now?
I wasn't expecting anything. You brought this up.
Well, if you're enjoying what we're doing, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. If you want to support the channel, click on the little Amazon Associates link down below, or consider supporting the Patreon. It really does help audio, videoing, words. And in the comments below, let me know what is your favorite drafting game.
I can only think of 2, and that's sad.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going first. I can only think of 2.
Drafting game?
You know what? Forget this.
Shit.
Forget
Literally,
this.
it's
All
Sushi
right.
Go Party, and
All right, forget this. Draft. What is your favorite place? All right, if you had, okay,
and then with 7 Wonders. If you had a draft into the military.
All right. You have to go to one place in the world, and this is you know what? We're not doing a question. That's such a bad.
Let's
question.
continue the Chick-fil-A discussion.
No, it was going to involve killing somebody. We're not going that route.
Wait, what?
You're not dragging me down. I was going to talk about like where would you go to kill somebody? If you had to kill somebody, where would you go?
Probably the marshlands that's like popping up here. Perfect place to store a body.
Okay.
God.
Lucy, I opened the door. Lucy kicked it in. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, where are you going?
Where am I going to kill someone? I don't know. Middle of the woods?
It's solid. Solid.
Amateur.
What about if there's marsh in the middle of the woods? It's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, there you go.
For me personally, I mean, do I know the person?
No, you asked the question.
All right. If I know the person,
You are a hired assassin.
I mean,
you were sent to kill someone.
it's not will you, it's when you kill someone, where are you going to do it? It doesn't matter if you
Where do
know
you
them or
stash the
not.
body?
you know what? I have a little camper out by the lake in the middle of nowhere. There's woods. There's a lake that never has the DNR there. It's very quiet. So that's-
Except for the other people at the camp.
but they're hardly ever there, and most of the time they're just hammered drunk.
But they're gonna discover a
Well,
body.
we can Bernie's it.
Let me know in the comments below, or don't. Either way. Whatever. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.